Hello, welcome back to Heritage House. I'm Jasmine. I'm so glad you're here. This week we're going to do some yummy, cozy winter cooking. I'm making a loaded baked potato soup with all the yummy toppings. So good, so simple. And then a really easy baked pasta that has high quality ingredients and that is just really easy to even make ahead or just make when you, like if your kids are napping or something like that. Great, goes a long way and is just delicious. I'm also going to catch up on some laundry. We had a virus come through this house. Luckily I was spared, but caring for everybody else definitely have some things to catch up on. So let's jump in. So I'm putting together a potato soup, loaded potato soup. So good, super simple. Lots of onions, fresh garlic. I read somewhere years and years ago that two things that you can really do to improve your cooking is use fresh garlic and use fresh cracked pepper. Those two things can just elevate a lot if you cut corners in other ways. So we're going to get the onions sauteing, some butter going, and you want to for sure sprinkle those with some salt to get them sweating and cooking good. And then I'm going to dice up the potatoes, lots and lots of potatoes. I just love winter. I love the coziness of winter. I live in Florida, so you really have to lean into it because it'll be really cold, and then we'll have weeks where we're in the 70s and all that. So I love the seasons. I love winter, and these cozy soups really help to give you that feeling of winter. So sauteing the onions, letting them get going first before I add in the garlic so it doesn't burn. And this soup just turns out so yummy, so delicious, and you can add whatever kind of stuff you want to the top. I'm going to top it with some bacon, green onions, you can do chives, sour cream, and cheese for sure. So I actually, for this one, used some beef broth because that's what I had. I would typically probably lean more towards chicken broth, but either one is absolutely delicious. You can actually also make it without broth because you're getting the flavor of the onions and the butter and the potatoes and all that stuff. And then the toppings just really round it out, and you're also adding milk and parsley. So there's a lot of flavor there. I've made it many, many times without broth. And this is just a favorite for sure. Chopping up some bacon. We've got to have the bacon bits on top. And it's easy to just make a few extra pieces and have that. And then you don't have all those preservatives that come with the bacon bits. Here I'm making a slurry. I usually make a roux when I do potato soup, but for some reason I got out of order and I'm doing it this way. But that's one of the cool flexible things about cooking is you can thicken it in the beginning or in the end and get that going. So this turns out so yummy either way. Next day I got started with some breakfast, simple but super delicious. My girls are obsessed with strawberries right now. Oh my gosh. And they want the whole entire berry. So that's how we did it. I had lots of laundry to catch up on. And so just you know, folding laundry has always been something that I can always keep it going, but getting it folded, that seems to be the challenge. So that's something I've really been working on and have been making good strides with, but it always feels nice to get things cleaned up, folded, put away, hung up, and yeah, and you can spend this time, listening to a podcast, praying, listening to some music. It doesn't have to be such a drudgery. I switch back and forth. I will fold stuff sometimes when my girls are up or when they're napping. Just kind of depends on the day. I have some rhythms that I like to keep in place, but rigid schedules are not for me. I'm a very spontaneous person. Sometimes, you can get things done while they're up, and sometimes it's just not, not really, really feasible. So it just kind of depends. You flow with the day, especially with little kids. You lean into their needs and what they need. I just believe so much that the little years, kids are not little for long. It's a very short season and it's a very important season. They're eternal souls, and there's nothing more important we can do than to sow into them and to care for them and nurture them, even though it has its challenges. We are up for the challenge. It is one of the most exciting and highest callings there is. So now I'm jumping into making some baked pasta. This is one of those things, sometimes I cook dinner when my girls are up and sometimes I get it going while they're down, just depends on what I'm feeling that day. This I whipped up while they were napping. And because of that, I just threw it in more of a baked pasta. It really was just a simple spaghetti, but I just threw it in all together like a baked pasta and set it aside until like 30 minutes before dinner and threw it in the oven to get all hot and bubbly, melted some cheese on top. And that way I was able to go ahead and get all the dishes done before they even got up from their nap, and it just made dinner so simple, so easy. So again, there's just flexibility. There's so many times I've just made it, right then, right before we eat. But this was just a nice, flexible way to just bring it all together and have it ready and just pop it in the oven. Turned out so, so good. I added some extra just plain tomato sauce because I cannot stand dry pasta. I like it to be nice and saucy, and especially for the leftovers, give it that extra moisture. We ate this for 2 days and then I actually froze a little bit. I love freezing when I have leftovers. I love to freeze them, and then on those nights where you don't feel like cooking or you just need something quick, you have something healthy to grab rather than going out and spending money on things that are just subpar as far as ingredients go. So cleaning up, that's always part of it. This was so great to get things cleaned up before I got them up from their nap. Well, I enjoyed being with you this week. I hope you do something cozy that lifts your spirits and makes your family just feel loved and so important. You're amazing, and I will see you next week.